Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Think Future. My name is Calabucas, and once again, we're coming at you live from deep in the heart of Silicon Valley, California. We're talking innovation, startups, the future. Not necessarily those, and not necessarily in that order. If you're watching on YouTube, smack that subscribe button, hit that bell, so you'll be notified when a new show pops up. And if you're listening on your favorite podcast service, please subscribe and drop a note on the show at Apple Podcasts. Greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated. So let's talk about something that's really broken nowadays. Really broken. And that is curation. I've said before, I long for the days of the original Yahoo. And if you don't remember the original Yahoo, I can understand that. Not everyone remembers the original Yahoo. But the original Yahoo was this. It was individual human beings finding things on the internet. So let me give you some backstory. So at the time, the internet was brand new. Brand new. There weren't that many websites out there. There weren't billions and billions and billions of websites out there. There was a smaller number of websites, but there still were a lot of websites. And it was difficult to find those websites because you needed to know exactly where to go to find those websites. So Yahoo was born. I know it's an acronym for something, but I don't. Yet another heuristic, officious oracle or something like that. And basically Yahoo was born to catalog the web, to curate the web at the time, which was just in a nascent state. And if you wanted to go see what Yahoo looked like in the olden days, around 1996, you can go to Internet Archive and do a search. Back then, it was around back then. It's funny to go back to, I don't know if you guys ever done that, but go back and look at Amazon.com back then, and go back and look at Yahoo.com back then and see what it was like. It was really interesting. So the interesting thing about Yahoo is that this was before algorithmic search. Well, I wouldn't say it was before algorithmic search. There was still algorithmic search out there. So there was Alta Vista and Lycos and all these other pre-Google search engines out there that were trying to do an algorithmic search. But none of them were doing a very good job of it because it's the same problem that we have today, that algorithms were making the selections. Now, some algorithms are better than others. And of course, one of the things that catapulted Google into the forefront was the PageRank algorithm, which was better than others because it depended on human intervention. If somebody had linked to a page a lot, or a lot of people had linked to a page, then there was a good chance that the page was good, that the content was good, because a lot of individual human beings said that page is good, so they linked to it. But the beauty of Yahoo was that it was hand-coded, curated sites. It was a hand-coded, curated directory. And when you searched Yahoo, all you didn't search the totality of the internet at the time. You searched the hand-curated, hand-coded directory of sites that were part of Yahoo. And what would happen is somebody would submit a site, a human being would go look at it, they would read it and determine if it was a quality site or not. And then if it was a quality site, it would be added to the directory. And that's how it worked. Now, you probably think to yourself, there's no way that can scale. Of course it can't scale. And that's one of the reasons why Yahoo turned to algorithmic search, and Google turned to algorithmic search, and everyone else turned to algorithmic search too. But the problem is it lost something in the translation, because algorithmic search can be gamed. And you always have this fight between the algorithmic search providers providing good data, good results, and people just trying to fool the algorithmic search engine to try and push something to the top. And I see it all the time. I mean, if you do Google searches now, there's plenty of failures. There's plenty of times it puts a spammy page up there when it shouldn't be. But then again, if you think about it, Google makes their money on advertising, not on whether or not the search is good. But I digress. So what does that mean? Well, I've said many times that we should bring something like Yahoo back. We need something like Yahoo. We need a curated directory of the best stuff on the internet. A human curated directory of the best stuff on the internet. And sure, we can use the algorithmic search to start it off, but we really need to go back to that curated set of sites, because right now there is, 99% of the internet is crap? 99% of the internet is junk? 99% of the internet does not present the truth, if you believe in the truth. So we need to go back to that curated model. But besides that, we're way past the point where it is almost impossible to find the good stuff yourself unless you want to spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours looking for the good stuff, researching, just spending time wading through all of the crap on the internet till you get to the real stuff. This is why curation is the key. Curated products, curated subscriptions, anywhere where you can take a specific slice of an audience, specific group of an audience, and curate specifically to that group, I think that's a win-win. I think it's a win-win because, like I said, curation is broken. Algorithmic search is broken. And if we can figure out a way or provide products that can provide that curated experience to only give you the best stuff specific to you, I think that's where we see good things happening. And the other key thing about curation is that it has to be human. We have to have a heavy human mix in the curation. Otherwise, we won't get the good stuff. Algorithmic search is great for funneling through all sorts of stuff, but it makes huge mistakes. And it can't think like a human just yet. And it may not for a while. In fact, in one of my future shows this week, I'm going to talk about just that. So look at curation. Curation is a huge, huge, multi-billion, multi-trillion dollar space that we need to bring more businesses into. That's it for me for today. See you next time, and until then, don't forget to think future.